Silver is gold on steroids. Billionaire investor Warren Buffett's vote of confidence restored the perception of silver as a viable investment. And I quote, "From that moment on, I never had to explain to the people the rationale for owning silver," Thomas Kaplan said on the Nova Gold call, referring to the metal having many industrial uses and serving as a store of value. And I quote, "The fact that it has both components means that it is gold on steroids."
Connection established.
Welcome back, my friends. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Silver Slayer, so now let's talk silver. Folks, first things first, I am doing a massive silver giveaway. I know I've been saying it in all my videos, but I know there's also a lot of new stackers that are finding my channel, and I want everyone to get a chance to win this prize. What's the prize, you may ask? An entire tube of 2023 Type 2 silver eagles and 10 ounces of semi-numismatic high premium silver coins as well. All you gotta do is click one button. That button is subscribe, and then go over to the entry video. Links in the description or the pinned comment. May the luckiest stacker win. Now, many billionaires, several, are buying silver and have been for decades. We're going to be talking about Warren Buffett in particular in this video, but there's other billionaires as well. Jim Rogers. A lot of people are very, very bullish, and there's a reason, as we stated in the intro. Now, he bought 3,500 tons of silver in 1997. The purchase helped make Thomas Kaplan a billionaire as well. Now, there's a lot to this video, folks. There's going to be a lot of stuff that we're going to be breaking down. As you can see, this is going to be an incredible video. Make sure you like the video if you do like the video. Now, with that said, let's jump into it. Warren Buffett made an unusual move in 1997 when he bought 111 million ounces, or nearly 3,500 tons of silver. The famed investor's purchase helped make Thomas Kaplan a billionaire as well. And I quote, "That changed everything." Kaplan was in his early 30s with a doctorate in history from Oxford University, but zero industry experience, when he founded a mining company named Apex Silver Mines in 1993. Despite his lack of credentials, he received a $10 million investment from billionaire investor George Soros in 1994. Now, billionaires obviously are smart investors, right? They don't just randomly pick these assets. They didn't just pick silver out of a hat. And I didn't either. My name isn't Silver Slayer just because I randomly chose silver. It's not Bitcoin boy, it's not gold guy, it's Silver Slayer. There's such a big silver stacking community and not so much gold. Actually, there's articles of these investors, a lot of them are billionaires, that aren't too fond of the yellow metal. And there's reasons for that. Yes, gold is still a great asset to invest into, but silver has more opportunity, hence why they call it gold on steroids. At the time, the global silver market was still recovering from oil tycoon Nelson Bunker Hunt and his brothers almost cornering it in 1979. More billionaires, right? The Hunt brothers, three brothers, well, mainly known for two, but these three guys bought up all the silver on the COMEX and tried to turn it into physical silver, right? Turned in their contracts, physical delivery, and the government wasn't having that, so they banned silver on the COMEX, actually, which was called Silver Rule 7, the law they put in place on the spot to stop the Hunt brothers, which then led to Silver Thursday, when silver's price dropped 50% in just one day, on a Thursday. But anyways, that's a whole separate video. That did push silver to the highest price ever, still to this day at $50 an ounce. 2011 came close at $49, but the Hunt brothers, which we're talking about in this paragraph, they did push silver's price to the highest it's ever been. Regardless, though, The silver bubble had bursted in early 1980, slashing the price of the precious metal from $50 an ounce to less than $10, making it a toxic asset for many investors. What really put an end to it was when Warren Buffett bought those ounces of silver, Thomas Kaplan said. Now, the chairman of Nova Gold Resources said during the miners' virtual shareholder meeting this month, according to the transcript in Centio, a financial research site. And I quote, "I remember it vividly, because there, but for the grace of God, it became public that he had done this the week when I was taking my silver company public." Talk about great timing. And otherwise, not a very good time to be in the market, but that changed everything. Here's Berkshire's wager. Warren Buffett and his partner, Charlie Munger's silver investment, didn't just benefit Kaplan, it also generated a pre-tax return of more than $97 million for their Berkshire Hathaway conglomerate, Buffett said in his 1997 letter to the shareholders. The Berkshire CEO described the wager as a return to the past, as he bought silver in the 1960s in anticipation of its demonetization by the U.S. government. In 1997, he bet on the metal again as he predicted shrinking stockpiles would push up silver prices. And I quote, "In recent years, bullion inventories have fallen materially, and Charlie and I concluded that a higher price would be needed to establish equilibrium between supply and demand," Buffett said in the letter. Bill Gates, the Microsoft co-founder and Buffett's close friend, must have come to the same conclusion. He took a stake in a miner, Pan American Silver, in 1999. So even Bill Gates, right, one of the richest in the world, or the richest, I don't know about nowadays, but even he looks and understands the value, the true value of silver, and the points that Jim Rogers, or Warren Buffett, and Jim Rogers, I guess, and, Thomas Kaplan and Bill Gates all understand is the fundamentals. Low supply, high demand pushes the price up. Silver is going to become the first metal to become extinct. And if you look at the many uses for silver, there's a reason why it's called gold on steroids. And it's funny they say steroids because and I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, right? I thought I came up with that little phrase because usually they call it like gold's little brother or gold on crack or whatever the case is, and I called it gold on steroids for a specific reason, not because what Thomas Kaplan said. I mean, yes, it has both components, meaning that it's gold on steroids, but there's another reason as well, and for the worse, actually. Steroids are great when you're trying to get buff, but when you stop taking them, what happens? What happens to your body while you're taking steroids? There is also some negative side effects, just like silver. Hence why it's even there's a better reason why, and even more confirmation why I call it gold on steroids. Because since silver is a much smaller market, it's much more volatile. It hits higher highs, but also lower lows. Hence why they call it the devil's metal sometimes, or a riskier version of gold. If gold's going to rise 10%, silver's going to rise 15%. But also for the opposite. If gold's going to drop 10%, silver's going to drop 15%. So it's riskier, and there is more manipulation, which people are getting sent to prison for, and the case has been closed. People are actually getting sent to prison. Michael Nowak and another guy. But, that's also something that you got to look at. Gold is more of a safe haven, just throw it away. Not literally throw it away, but just throw your money into gold, and it's a store of wealth. Silver is somewhat a store of wealth. I mean, it always is, but it also has very, very bullish opportunities much farther beyond gold. And I do think there's going to be a day where silver does take on a life of its own. Regardless of what gold's price is doing, silver is going to do what it does. Regardless of what the dollar index is doing, which is very, very closely related to silver's price movement, it's going to do what it does. Regardless of stock market volatility, silver is going to do what it does because it's used for so many different things that these other investments simply just don't have. Bitcoin is a number on a screen. Yes, there is some great benefits for cryptocurrency since it's decentralized, but even gold, it just kind of sits around. Yes, there is gold in electronics, but most gold is used for jewelry and coins and bars, where silver is used industrially. Silver is much more important when you're looking at advancing the world in this new digital technological era. Silver is much more important. And if you're looking at something that has intrinsic value, silver is the one that should be 85 times more valuable, not gold. The gold to silver ratio should be 85 to 1, but silver being 85 times more valuable than gold. And you can say, yeah, but gold comes out of the ground, 7 to 1. But if you think about silver being thrown away, since it's used industrially, silver gets thrown away more than gold since it's used for solar panels and all these different reasons: electric vehicles, 5G towers, silver lithium ion batteries, computers, cell phones, even dental alloys. There's colloidal silver, it's used in the medical world. There's silver's used for everything, and most of those solar panels, especially have a short half-life, gets thrown away in a landfill, never to be recycled. But I bet your necklace or your jewelry or bars and coins get remelted and recycled and reused, so that 7 ounces of gold or the 1 ounce of gold that gets dug up out of the ground is going to stay in circulation, where that ounce of silver that gets dug up out of the ground is going to be thrown away, never to be recycled. Plus, on top of that, silver's a byproduct. They're looking for gold, lead, and zinc out of the Earth's crust. They're not looking for silver. They find silver by accident. So, yeah, it comes out of the ground 7 to 1, but when you apply these other factors that I just mentioned, it's probably a lot lower than that. So, gold on steroids. Buffett's vote of confidence restored the perception of silver as a viable asset. Like I said, from that moment on, I never had to explain to the people the rationale for owning silver, Thomas Kaplan said on the Nova Gold call, referring to the metal having many industrial uses and serving as a store of value. And I quote, "The fact that it has both components means that it is gold on steroids." Warren Buffett's endorsement of silver enabled Apex to list its shares successfully, paving the way for Kaplan to cash out most of his stock by 2004. He went on to store huge returns from investing in an African platinum miner and founding a Texas oil and gas company, both of which ballooned in value and were acquired in 2007. Today, Kaplan leads the Electrum Group, an investment firm focused on natural resources. He also heads up Panthera, an organization devoted to big cat conservation, and boasts the world's largest private collection of remembrance. The billionaire credits some of his success to Buffett's surprise bet on silver in 1997. And I quote, "I owe him one," Thomas Kaplan told Business Insider, adding that Buffett's purchase was one of a string of just ridiculous strokes of luck. Another one. Silver could surge again. Precious metals are poised for another historic rally as investors seek to safeguard their wealth from the pandemic, Kaplan predicted on the Nova Gold call. Buffett took his position at $4 or $4.50, and silver ultimately went back to $50. He said, "You're going to see something not dissimilar once again in silver, but very much in gold." The Berkshire chief's dearth of stock purchases when the market tanked in March suggest he's worried, Kaplan argued, strengthening the case for investing in gold and silver. We're in a world where Warren Buffett is standing aside. That's not his stock in trading during these crises. And also remember, when I was doing my podcast with Andy Schectman, Warren Buffett actually just sold all of his assets, and he's sitting on hundreds of millions of dollars in cash. Where is he going to put that money? Who knows? Probably, well, my theory is probably silver and, other couple other things that are detached from the dollar, since he understands the dollar is plummeting. That tells me that he too is looking for ways to preserve wealth and preserve value. And the best way to preserve wealth and value is what? Physical gold and silver. There's no sign yet that Buffett's eyeing a return to silver or planning to pile into gold, but it's safe to say Kaplan would welcome another boost from the Berkshire boss. So, great article. I think that this had a lot of a lot of points that we could branch off of, and I really do think that silver is the best investment and has the most opportunity and potential. I'd love for you guys to let me know what your opinion is on this topic as well, of all these billionaires. Even richest person in the world, Bill Gates, buys silver, right? These guys know what they're doing. So if you're trying to look at what the most successful people in the world are doing, and they've been buying silver and talking about silver's potential, then we should probably listen to them, right? So anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up here. If you wanted to purchase some of this shiny stuff, or gold even, then make sure you hit up Miles Franklin. Andy Schectman is the CEO. You probably saw him on my channel, or Robert Kiyosaki's channel, or Kitco News. He's everywhere. He is becoming quickly the most recognizable guy. I mean, he is the guy right now. Everyone goes through Andy. He's the one that filled that $50 million order from another billionaire in Texas, bought 900,000 eagles, over 100,000 ounces in junk, silver, constitutional silver, and gold. And Andy filled that order in 2 days. Do you think anybody else in this world could fill an order that big, especially nowadays? No. Especially eagles? No. But Andy Schectman is one of the only few authorized dealers that still works with the U.S. Mint, since the U.S. Mint last year banned everyone from buying directly from them. We cannot buy silver from the U.S. Mint. We'd have to go to a third party. Andy Schectman doesn't have to. He's still directly connected through them, which is benefits on its own and speaks for itself in terms of his reputation. And I'm honored to be able to offer you guys this opportunity to build a business relationship with Andy. And it's kind of like buying from your friend instead of buying from someone online. You guys know Andy. You guys know how good of a person he is. And if something were to happen or go wrong, if you have questions, just email me, and I can put you in contact with Andy directly. So you have all of these different perks, these benefits that nobody else has. Not even other people that don't watch my video. I mean, it's people on my channel, right? Me and him have a weekly show together called the Silver Stacking Podcast. There's a playlist on my channel. Just go to click the channel button or click on my channel and then go to playlists. We have probably 10, 15 episodes so far. Every Wednesday I just talked to Andy today. We're doing another one on Wednesday, so stay tuned for that. Make sure you send an email to info@milesfranklin.com. Let him know Silver Slayer sent you. Andy loves when he knows where his customers are coming from. Plus, letting him know that you're from the Slayer. You're coming from the Slayer side. It might help you out because he really does love you guys. He's given away a lot of silver for you guys. He loves this community we built on my channel, and I cannot thank you guys enough for supporting us. So anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you enter my silver giveaway for a chance to win some silver. Just click subscribe and go enter. Entry video is live. Thanks for tuning in. This is Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.